How are you today? It's Sharon here, live with another DIY project for you on Essential Stencils page. All right, so this is a signboard I'll be working on today, and this is the stencil I'll be using for Flower Shop. But what I want to do instead of this truck is use one of the trucks from our beautiful brand new transfer set. That one fits a little better, but I can get them out and we'll see. We will start with using my colour Snowdrop as Fusion's white, and then just doing a light swirling motion. You don't have to press very hard, just a really light swirling motion. Okay, so we could do a second coat if we wanted to, if we felt like we needed more. We can have a look at that and see what it's like. I mean, we could make that white brighter by adding a second coat to that, but I kind of like the vintage vibe. It looks worn, a little bit worn. Now let's try and see where we might fit these flourishes. So if we are going to add these flourishes to that other side. Okay. There we go. So we've got some little flourishes on the side there. We have a choice of two trucks here on the transfers. Instead of stenciling the truck, we could do this one, and then we can add our stencil down to the bottom. Whoops, this bit here. We just remove the backing so we can see that transfer. There's the sticky side and there's the image side. So don't touch the sticky side, that's going down on your piece. Once you put it down, you're best to just leave it where it is. So here it is, we've got these two lines here that we need to sort of cut those through. So I'm just going to rub that first with my tool, transfer tool. And so here I am just cutting through. We'll do the same with this bit here. Could actually see if it will do this. If you have a Stanley knife, it might be an easier way of doing it. So just cutting through like that. And then we can go ahead and do now we're going to have these little tires on here first. And I'm going to tuck that edge over. You never know, it'll probably stick in there. Okay, so there's our next little part. And then our last section here, we'll again push those sides down into the wood area. And there we go, including the little mirror on the side of the car right there. And we've got that flower on that side. These are all pushed in. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? Adorable. The old flower shop. Beautiful. So that's from our spring and Easter collection. We've got another project here tonight that I love to do. Hopefully we've got enough time. So this is a cute little round. It was just this colour here, natural, and I painted it white to make our little birds stand out. Now in this set, it's a 3-piece set called Stacked Happy Birds. They do have a beautiful colour illustration right there of how it's an idea of inspiration of how it's supposed to look. I might use that as a bit of a guide. I'll show you, and we will put our stump right down the bottom to make room for our birds to be stacked on the top. So we've got our three little birds that are going to stack on top of each other. We've got their bodies, and then you put the layer over the top that's got an etching. Put this over the top of the body to match it up, line it up, and then put some wings on it. And then we've got some cute little mushrooms. We've got the base of the mushroom, then you place this on top and put the paint anywhere else. So let's do a rose-coloured bird to start with. Let's go with that, a pink body for our first bird. Okay. On top of that, we want to do the wings. And there's a little etching mark to line up the body so that we can do the beak, the eye, the wings, the tail, and the little feet. So it helps when you do that. Okay, so I'm just dabbing. And we've got the tail and the rest. Oh, I could do the eye, the black as well. I like these pastel colours together. The French eggshell and rosewater this is. And then we'll do the little bit. There we go. How cute is that? So now that I've got the green brush ready, here's my little bird. Isn't that adorable? So see how the layers are working? Now I'm going to go on to my second bird. So that's the body. Let's have a look what that looks like with the feet. It's okay so far, so we'll see how it turns out. We'll add our stencil again. We can see the little etch line that comes right out there. And then we can go back with our pink brush. Oh, it's got a rounder eye. And we had that little tiny brush for the black. Do a little dabbing motion. And it's so easy to get that on there. There we go, they're standing out a little bit more now. So there's that bird. We've got our second bird stacked on top. Now with our fourth bird up the top is going to be pink again. So we're just doing like a pink, green, pink, but you could do them whatever colour. They did their base bird in a brown colour. So let's see. Oh, aren't they adorable? I love it. Let's put this cute flower up here. We could do a leafy looking thing, and then we could add a pink flower to the outside of that. Let's add a butterfly. Okay, so we've got those little cute toadstools. Where are they? Here they are. Could add one down to the bottom near the wood here. If I add some red somewhere else, it'll be great. We add, say, a red butterfly, for example. I could do another butterfly over here. Okay, back to our mushroom. And so again, it's got the little etching of where to line it up on the toadstool itself. Cute! I think they look cute. And then we've got these little tufts of grass. I'd like to add those. This is the colour French eggshell. That is cute. I like it. I feel like we need something more out here. What do you think? What else have we got here? We do have this little flower coming up this side. We could do that. Hey, we could add that red in as well. There we go. Let's pop that up. And, oh. So now, because I flipped that upside down, this is something to be mindful of. The red from the butterflies has kind of just come off and adhered a little bit to the side of my stencil, my sign, I mean. So what I'm going to do when I finish the live, because I didn't bring my sandpaper out with me, is I'm just going to scuff that off with a really gentle sandpaper rub, and that should come right off. But I'm happy with the way that's turned out. That's been a fun little project. The stenciled stacked birds is that stencil. So that's all we've got today. You can follow me at my blog, which is irestorestuff.com, which I love to restore and upcycle furniture and home decor. So I'd love you to join me over there. If you go to my blog section on the menu tab, you'll see all sorts of fun ideas for upcycling and home decor. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.